Every family has a mystery.
Everyone's got their own version, their own story.
I have thought about this my entire life.
And I've asked New Zealanders to bring me theirs.
There's all these different theories.
Starting with a clue
We found some artefacts.
that opens a can of worms.
We believe my grandmother was a spy.
You haven't given me a lot to work with, I'm going to be honest. I work with a team of experts.
It's signed in pencil.
Stop it, it is. Dig into the archives
So I've got a recording of him.
My grandfather was a quarter Negro.
and explore every possible angle
They were relocating Nazi war criminals.
They were right.
to uncover the hidden story
He's a descendant of someone who was enslaved.
and ultimately solve mysteries that cross the globe and span generations.
Solving this mystery would change my life because it's something that we have been unable to achieve. This is a multi-generational mystery. I don't have much, but I do have a name.
Kia ora. Tēnā koe.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
What I have for you here is just some research that I've done around our family mystery.
Yeah.
So this is one of my, well, however many grandfathers ago.
A few generations
A few
back,
generations
grandfather.
back, yeah. So his name is William Charles Fisher. He was known to have lived at Colac Bay out towards Riverton, and then he moved to Bluff, and that's where he passed and was buried.
He's Pākehā.
Yeah, half caste Māori. It's his grandfather that we have nothing on.
Okay, so when you go back 2 generations from this guy, you stop. There's nothing.
There's nothing.
Right.
The man in question we are looking for is E. Fisher. Kōrero amongst the whānau says that he could have been an Edward or Edwin Fisher. In other documents, they note that he could have been a William also.
Right.
It's made it quite difficult.
Yeah.
Well, we know he's a Fisher, at least. What do you know about this first Fisher?
The first Fisher arrived around the 1820s to the 1840s, which is when the whalers and sailors generally came. You know, many of the whānau have tried to find him, but to no avail.
Tell me why this is so important to you.
My mum, she passed away in 2016, never actually finishing this mission. You know, my sister and I, we came up with a plan to put together our whakapapa for our children. Then a couple of years later, my sister passed also. We've been meant to try and figure it out, and I haven't really had much luck. Yeah. My mum, her family, whenever they would want to follow whakapapa, they were deterred from it. You know, saying, how do you know your whakapapa? You don't even know who you are. So there was always a loss. And to the point where, with no answers, we could never fight for ourselves. I'm the only one now left in my wee whānau to do this.
I know how hard this is for you. I know that you're really nervous and all the things, and you're still bloody doing it.
I said to myself all the way up here, don't cry.
But you're carrying this for your...
Many generations.
Yeah. I know for Māori, whakapapa is huge. And I think you've just done a really great job at just showing us how fundamentally important it is to know who you are. Marama, thank you for bringing me your whānau mystery. I'm really excited. There is a lot here, a lot for me to work through. But essentially, the mystery is, what was the origin of the Fisher family? Because you want to finish the mahi of your mum and your sister.
Yes, that's me.
Kia ora.
Thank you. I would like to know where our first Fisher grandfather came from, the life he lived, when he died, where he was buried. It would mean the world if I could give the answers my family crave.
Marama's whakapapa research so far has been extensive and detailed, but that detail ends with her first Pākehā ancestor to Aotearoa, where even a first name is unclear. Who was this first Fisher? A whaler that arrived in Aotearoa between the 1820s and 1840s. I know enough about this kind of mystery to know we'll need more than just DNA. It's going to need a deep dive into historical records. Talk soon. So I've set genealogist Michelle on the hunt. To confirm her findings, we'll also need a Y DNA test, which traces through male descendants. And luckily, a male cousin of Marama has happily supplied this. A week later, Michelle has news.
It's not often you can identify someone pre the treaty in any documents that's European and verify who they were.
Really?
It's very few people have been documented in the records. Initially, I found documentation of American whaling fleet coming to our region, and some of them had people with the surname Fisher on their ships, but in particular, right at the bottom is the Gratitude from New Bedford with Captain Fisher.
Wow.
Right? And they were back in 37 into Stewart Island. I managed to find crew records for that ship, and there were 2 people with the name Fisher.
Okay.
One was Captain Jared Fisher, and the other was his nephew, Alfred K. Fisher. It does appear that Alfred became the master from 1835. I also traced every ship that came into Stewart Island in the 1830s, and I traced all the crew lists. None of the others had Fishers on their ships. So really, it's just the Gratitude coming and going and coming and going, all the way back to the New England area, and they actually came from a place called Edgartown. And looking at the DNA closely, for all the people that matched from Edgartown, there were 62 of them, and diving into their trees, I can trace them all back to the same family, and that's Jared's ancestors and Alfred's ancestors.
So they match our Fisher's DNA.
Absolutely, lots of them.
This is great. This is amazing.
So I've been using the word Edgartown because that's where they were based. But the wider island is known as Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah.
Really?
Now, there's not a lot about them in the research, and it's because not everything's been dug out of the archives, and really the only place to really easily get anything's going to be to actually go there.
Michelle's work has got us much closer than I thought. Shipping records and DNA have narrowed our mystery whaler to one of 2 men, an uncle and a nephew that were both captains. It's not the complete answer, but it's enough for me to take back to Marama, because she now has a big decision to make about our next move. Marama has always struggled with the gap in her whakapapa. She's come to us to finally settle it. That mystery is the identity of her first Pākehā ancestor, a man with the last name Fisher. Thanks to DNA and shipping records, we now have just 2 candidates. One of them had to have been here at the right time, roughly the 1830s, to meet Marama's ancestor, Pipiriki. We just haven't been able to confirm which. I'm excited to share what I've found with Marama.
Kia ora, no?
Hai, Tonya.
Kia te pēr koe.
E pai ana hau.
But I wonder how she'll feel about what's next.
So, the results were pretty exciting. What we found were numerous matches to people who had ancestors from a place called Edgerton in Massachusetts.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And in the whaling records, we found 2 men with the surname Fisher. Captain Jared Fisher and his nephew, Captain Alfred Fisher. I
wow.
felt the same way. Yeah.
That is new information. I haven't heard, anything like that before. Thank you. That's cool.
So we've kind of reached all we can do here in Aotearoa. And there is more to learn. So my question for you is, are you willing to travel with me to a place called Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts to finally find your ancestor?
I would love that. Totally love that. Bit of a scary idea, but I want to, yes.
I will hold your hand the whole way through.
Thank you.
Martha's Vineyard is best known as a vacation getaway for America's rich and powerful. But in the mid-1800s, Edgartown, on the island's east coast, was home to a busy whaling fleet. Hundreds of local men, some still in their teens, were keen to sign up for whaling expeditions bound for the farthest corners of the globe. Both Alfred and Jared Fisher called this place home. And while we haven't known exactly which man we're looking for, it's very recently changed.
So Marama, this is your first time out of Aotearoa.
It is.
And here we are in Massachusetts, Martha's Vineyard.
Like, wow.
It is wow, it's crazy. It's so crazy. How does it feel?
Overwhelming, exciting,
Yeah.
and hopeful.
Good, good. I'm glad you're hopeful. So before we left, I had 2 names for you.
You did.
Captain Jared Fisher and his nephew, Captain Alfred Fisher. I reached out to the local museum here to compare our timelines, and they have an update for me.
Oh.
There was only one Fisher that was there at the right time to meet your ancestor, Pipiriki.
Right.
It was Captain Alfred Fisher.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And even better than that, he lived right here.
What?
In Edgartown. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're not going to stop just with a name. We want to find out about Alfred. So, I have somewhere I'd like to take you.
I would love to go.
Let's go.
All right.
We're heading to Martha's Vineyard Museum. It's over a century old and holds a wealth of knowledge and artefacts from the island's rich past. Beau is a research librarian here, and he has all sorts of details on Alfred Fisher that he wants to share with Marama, as well as something special to show her.
Whaling as a trade tended to run in families, and Alfred Fisher is a classic example of that. His uncle, Jared Fisher, was one of the most successful whaling captains in Edgartown with a house to prove it. Alfred's brother, John Fisher, was a whaling captain. His sister married a whaling captain. And Alfred himself made captain by the time he was in his early 20s. And he retired in his mid-30s after making probably 8 or 9 voyages and captaining 6 of them.
Wow.
He, with the proceeds from his 4th voyage on the ship Gratitude, he bought a beautiful house in Edgartown. He married a woman from Chilmark and then retired from whaling in 1845. He went on into the merchant service and eventually died of a fever in the Isthmus of Panama in 1869.
Oh my gosh.
His wife, Sarah, lived on for many years and died at the end of the century. They left the house to their niece and nephew because they had no children of their own.
He did actually have a son, though.
Your ancestor.
Yes, exactly. Could he have known?
It's possible. New Zealand was certainly a place to which vineyard whalers came back regularly, although we don't have any evidence here of him having a child in New Zealand. This is the first we knew about it.
What I think is significant about that is that, you know, the line ended with him, they would have thought.
Exactly.
And yet there are generations now of fishers in...
That's amazing.
7 generations since he came.
It's amazing to think that this little island was, in the heyday of the whaling era, so connected to these other parts of the world, and in ways that we don't even realize.
So, Marama, tell me how you're feeling now, hearing all this.
I have followed what I could. Sorry, I'm just gonna pause for a minute. This is big. It's been my family's dream to figure out where our great-grandfather came from. And I'm amazed at what I'm hearing. Sounds like they were amazing people. Worked hard to get where they were. But yeah, it's really humbling to know that there's a story to him than nothing at all.
Bo, I understand you've got some special artefacts you'd like to show Marama?
So this is a couple of pages from the log of the Gratitude.
So the logbook exists.
The logbook
from the time that he
exists.
was in New Zealand, and
Yeah.
actually from the time that William was conceived. So you'll be able to know what he was doing.
Around about the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're tied up in Stewart Island, and they're moored in the lee of some place called the Neck.
You know that?
So that is where our first William, you know, the half-caste, who, while Stewart Island was going through the process of negotiating with the Crown, it was reserved and for half-caste members. So they were given land there, and he was listed as one of the recipients. Yeah.
Wow.
Can you just clarify, is this actually Alfred's writing?
That is actually Alfred's writing.
We're
That
very
is it.
lucky that this has been...
Yeah, it's Tuesday, the 9th of October, begins with fresh winds from the southwest. At 1 p.m., the captain went for potatoes. So part of the captain's job was to go ashore and try to buy fresh food for the crew. So one possibility is that in the course of going ashore on the ship's shopping expedition, he somehow came into contact with your ancestor and things developed from there.
Peppereki lived on Stewart Island and was likely to be in the area with some of her people. I imagine they would have helped because of Māori and the way they express manaakitanga by helping people they need. So she may have assisted in trying to help him get his stores, you know. That's what I'm thinking. So that kind of is actually quite fitting, the 1830s. But that's roughly what we suspected he may, you know, when he may have been born. It's curious how he held the name Fisher. A lot of Māori children who were fathered by Pākehā, if it was just a flyby, you didn't carry a name. You still just had your single name, like Pipariki or, you know.
Yeah, it points to there was some kind of connection beyond one occasion.
And that's one of the mysteries of this that we'll probably never solve, is had he known her before on a previous voyage, was this the next stage in an ongoing relationship?
Yeah.
So, would you like to see a picture of Alfred Fisher?
Oh my God, I'd love to.
Okay, well, if you made it big in the whaling industry, one of the things that was popular to do was get your photograph taken. So here is Captain Alfred Fisher.
Oh my gosh.
We've been helping Marama in her quest to complete the mahi of her mother and sister, fully researching her family's whakapapa. We've traced her ancestor, Captain Alfred Fisher, to Edgartown on Martha's Vineyard in the United States. And now, Marama is about to see him for the very first time.
So here is Captain Alfred Fisher.
Oh my gosh. What on earth?
I never thought I'd ever see a photo of him.
One of my favorite parts of my job is being able to introduce people to their ancestors, and having a picture to show them just puts the icing on the cake for me.
Wow.
So we're glad we could do it for you.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Oh, I feel so privileged. I finally see you.
This is so cool. Thank you. Finally, koro. My mum would be so happy.
I had in mind that I would want to gift taonga, you know, something to connect both sides, and I wondered if you would accept a gift from my family and I.
On behalf of the museum and on behalf of Martha's Vineyard, I would be both happy and honored.
This is a manaya, belonged to my mum.
Oh, wow. That is exquisite.
I would really love it if you would accept that.
It's not only a beautiful object, but it too closes a circle, because vineyard whaling captains brought back many things from New Zealand, from the Pacific, from wherever they went. But I believe this is the first thing in our collection that was brought to us in the present day by one of their descendants. So thank you. This is a unique object, and we are beyond honored to have it from you.
Well, I know my mum would be very, very happy to see you guys have it.
We're walking the same streets that Alfred once did, and we pass by what used to be his home.
Oh my gosh.
I know, isn't it beautiful?
It is.
And although Alfred wasn't laid to rest on the island, there are still many ancestors in the town's historic cemetery. So, Betsy, that was Alfred's mum.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. And here is Captain Obed Fisher. That's Alfred's dad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I feel relief.
Really?
Yeah. Like relief. I wasn't sure if we would, you know, find them.
Before we leave, Marama wants to take a moment to give a blessing to the land and its people, to connect and to give thanks. Watching how you've gone about this process, the vulnerability that you have shown, the strength and the courage, the commitment, but also your heart, man, your heart is so big, and coming here with you to this beautiful place that is now kind of your home, and watching you embrace it has been such a privilege. I want to ask you about two really important people, your mum and your sister.
Yep.
This was their journey, this was so important to them, and you picked it up and carried on. And how would they be feeling today?
I know my mother would be, like I can hear her words, yeah, my baby. You know, like she'd be so super proud that we've now discovered the generations before the man we didn't know. And as for my sister, she always sort of said we need to chase this, but we didn't know how. It's what got me going on this journey, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel totally blessed for this opportunity, and I have no other words.
Oh, well, I feel very blessed too. And tō tuakiri is intact.
Yeah, absolutely. It is now full and complete.
Marama has more answers to her mystery than she ever expected. And now she's been inspired to help others. She's supporting whānau on their own whakapapa journeys.
When I saw Sonia on the television and applied, I knew it was going to be the beginning of a journey. This item has lasted for so long because it has so many wonderful things inside of it. Since it came into my possession 40 or 50 years ago, I've really treasured it, and I look at it often when I want to be cheered up.
Hello. Hello. You must be Kerry.
Hello.
You've brought something for me and I do not know what it is. Tell me more, show me more.
This is very, very special. This is Ada and George.
Ah, beautiful pikitia.
And in here is Ada's beautiful, beautiful album of autographs. It's 100 years old. You'd call it a visitor's book now, but back in the day, it was always an autograph book.
Ah, I see.
I know.
Oh my goodness, this seems very delicate.
Yes, it is. It's been treasured within the family. That's why it's lasted so long.
Beautiful handwriting. Always speak good of a friend. It may be hard. It is true.
but all will be right in the end, and he will be grateful to you. Isn't that beautiful?
There are many, many in there like that.
So careful with this. Wow, everything in here is just so poetic and artistic. Who did all these?
A few years ago, I started looking up the names in the book and looking up the white pages, as you do, before the internet. And I just came up with a blank. But these, as you'll go through and see, are so precious that the people that have written them in, I'm sure they've got family out there that would just fall over backwards to get a copy or, you know, read what their ancestor has written.
Okay, so you'd like to connect some of the beautiful works in this book with the descendants of those who created them.
Yes. It's important to me to share it with these people to end the story. Each page has a story, and wouldn't it be lovely for their family to see these wonderful stories or the pictures that they've drawn?
Kerry's autograph book is a treasure trove of poems and artwork dating back over a century. Some are clever little jokes, and others surprisingly insightful. But reuniting them with the descendants of those who penned them isn't going to be easy. And it might be equally as difficult finding someone with the specialist skills needed for this multi-mystery project. Or maybe not. By the looks of it, I might have just found the perfect expert.
I help people both with their family history research, but actually getting it out of all the paperwork and actually sharing it with the rest of the family.
Fiona is a genealogist and memory preservation expert. She specialises in bringing people and historical objects together, and I think she's going to love this case.
Okay, so here it is. Excellent. The precious autograph book.
Oh, wow. This looks really interesting. There's pictures in it as well.
Oh, yeah, there's these beautiful illustrations. People have taken so long on their contributions.
Oh, look at that. That's so cool. Coming events cast their shadows before.
I'm interested to know, because this is beautiful, right? And it's funny and it's sad and there's just all these beautiful memories in there. Is this kind of thing common from the time?
I don't know about how common it is, but I haven't seen anything like this before, so...
What? Really?
No. Maybe it's perhaps because we have these hidden away in cupboards and drawers and things like that, and we don't pull them out to actually show them off. The fact that it's been kept and hasn't disappeared because someone's gone, I don't care about this.
In the age of decluttering.
Yeah.
This is so important to Kerry, to find one or two descendants from these people that have contributed, because imagine just being able to present, you know, one of these entries to someone. There's a lot though, isn't there?
There sure is a lot, and it is going to take some time to actually do the research. It's funny, we have this thing in the genealogy world called the fan network. It's the friends, the associates, and the neighbours. So some of these may be family, but some of these may actually be the other people in the neighbourhood.
Finding the creators of these pieces is hard enough with just initials and common last names. But actually connecting them with one of their descendants, that's going to be even harder. Kerry came to me with a beautiful autograph book filled with poems, illustrations and other mementos, collected by her great-uncle a century ago. She was hoping to connect some of the works with the descendants of their authors, but we didn't have much to go on. However, I put Fiona on the task, and now, just over a week later, she's called to share some news.
Oh, the autograph book has been fantastic to work through. From just those names, I've actually managed to find out about some of the people, but there's one page in particular that I think has got a really good story, and also I think I've found somebody who's a descendant of the author.
Wow. Fiona, you are magic. I am so excited. I can't wait to tell Kerry.
Fiona has cross-referenced names and signatures across multiple sources, including historic electoral rolls, wills, and war records. But the connection to a signature on a military registration form has led to the most exciting find of all, and it's taken us all the way to Queenstown.
We've identified several of the contributors.
Are they here?
I'm not going to give anything away. Don't you worry.
Oh, how awesome.
So this, one of my favourites,
Yeah.
the beautiful rose.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wow.
So this verse was written and illustrated by Alfred Charles Cole. He was 22 and he went to
How
put into a
romantic.
school. I'm going to read it again because it's so lovely. Here's to you, old friend. May you live 1,000 years, just to sort of cheer things in this vale of human tears. And may I live 1,000 too, 1,000 less a day, because I wouldn't care to be on earth and hear you passed away.
Oh, man. And here he is being talked about today.
And we found his relative, a grandson, Murray Charles Cole, and he was delighted to hear about the drawing and the verse, and he asked, is it romantic? Kind of.
Yeah.
He's going to include it in his family history.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Oh,
so that's a big
special.
tick.
That is a big tick.
Yeah. Every one of these I want to say, this is my favourite, but this is one of my favourites. And we've found out was drawn by Jack Smale, who was 26. They're all so young. He lived in Gisborne, where the Shan family lived at the time. And he was a friend of your Uncle Bert's parents. Really sadly, Jack died in an accident in 1927, 5 years after this was drawn. But Jack's grandchildren, Janice, Susan and Mark, we've contacted them and they're surprised and delighted to hear about the drawing because they have nothing of Jack's.
Wow.
So this is a real gift. This is what you're doing, Kerry. The ripples are running wide.
Oh, that's amazing, Sonia. That is so, so fantastic.
And there's more. So this beautiful illustration was by someone called Frances Anderson. She became a Wellington photographer and had her own studio, yeah. There's no date on it, but most likely it was produced around 1910 to 1914. She would have been in her early 20s. And what we love about this, and I know you love about it, is it's so beautiful and artistic, but there's the wit. Two's company.
Yes.
And a little dog that says, I'm not wanted anymore.
I know.
Last one, but definitely not least. This one's a little bit special.
Oh, yes.
You know, you like this one, don't you? So what we've discovered is this was drawn by someone called Lewis Henry Deere when he was 18 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
18. Wow.
And I've got a little surprise for you.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
What, right now?
Yeah, I didn't bring you all the way to Queenstown for nothing.
I'm taking Kerry to meet Graham. All he knows is that I have something for him from a relative who has passed away long ago.
This is it. Hey.
Hi. Welcome to Queenstown.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Kerry, nice to meet you too. Come in.
Thank
come in.
you. Oh, wow, what a view. So, Graham, the reason we're here in beautiful Queenstown today is because Kerry came to me with this autograph book. She really wanted to find some of the descendants of the people that contributed. So I'll show you this. Your grandfather did that illustration over 100 years ago.
That is surprising, amazing, because I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know he had any artistic ability at all. I thought that came from my mother's side of the family, not from his side of the family, who were very musical, but I didn't know they were artistic. I never got to meet him, so it's something precious that he's done. It's now tangible right in front of me. Coming events cast their shadows before.
Yes, they do. And look at us, here we are today. I mean, we just never know what's around the corner, do we?
We don't. We don't. I didn't expect this. Yeah. Amazing.
So, Kerry, how does this all connect together?
Well, my great Uncle Bert, who was this chappie here,
Yes.
he left that for me when he passed on. And it turned out that it started off as his mother's autograph book.
But we don't know what the connection is.
Oh, we do.
We do.
We do. Yeah, that's my job.
Okay.
So, Ada, in this picture, was long-time friends with your grandfather.
Is that right?
Yes, they went to Puritua school together.
Oh, yes.
And I think that illustration shows what Ada meant to Lewis. I think that's what's beautiful about this whole book. They've taken the time and we get an insight into what that relationship meant to them. So it's kind of beautiful that you two sitting here today, descendants of these two who obviously had this connection.
It's a small world, isn't it? When they all come together
100 years ago.
100 years ago.
Your granddad was 18 when he did that sketch. That could have been you at 18, because I understand you're an artist yourself.
Yeah, I sketched when I was about school certificate age, and then probably 20 years ago now. And I thought, I've got a passion for motorsport. I'll mix both those passions together. So I started as a motorsport art. I arranged with Toyota that for every Grand Prix winner, I would do a painting of the car. So I've done that for 20 years.
Jeez.
So it's an interest that I've...
Well, that you've inherited.
Yeah, I've inherited. One of the important things is, he died many years ago and there was really nothing that I knew that existed of him. But art pushes that on to other generations. I've always thought that prior to me taking up art, there was really nothing. But now, my paintings will hang on walls all around the world.
Graham, I've got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so full. We've had that lovely illustration framed for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, lovely.
Pleasure.
That's very good. I'll treasure that. No, thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Graham and Kerry have stayed in touch, and Graham's grandfather's drawing now hangs proudly in his living room. In a curious twist of fate, Kerry's children now own a painting that Graham made years ago of their father's race car. Next time.
He was supposedly born in the West Indies. There are links to slavery. I've heard stories about North American Indian. His father was a red-headed Irishman who was a sailor.
A family origins mystery.
My grandfather was a quarter Negro.
Takes me on a trip across the globe.
This guy knew what he was doing. He had a plan.
And a heartbreaking story. I just feel quite emotional. I have twin girls.
Do you?
Catches me off guard.
Where is he?